Hi, this is Adam Rayner for Fast Car Magazine in the Hard Rock Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's CES time. This is Mr. Steve Meade, single most famous dude in car hi-fi. We've been in the Rockford room. I've just had a bit of a rambling interview about the Tahoe because we're going to do a feature on the world's most famous car hi-fi system. But this is about the man, because Slim Jules did some research and immediately got on to me and said, Adam, I want an interview with Steve Meade. Get some SP. So, the first question, Steve, is I became aware of you as like a car audio person. I've seen shots of your workshop. I know that you have installed and built some amazing things in the Rockford. And you are great chums. But I also gather that you're a music producer. Executive producing
time.
on small time.
Small time.
Very modest.
I helped out a friend of mine do a couple of things. Having some fun in the studio with him.
And yet this isn't, because I'm a kind of ex-music business as a roadie and worked in rehearsal studios and stuff and know a little bit about people not earning money at it. But this isn't fantasy or it's actually earning you a little income stream.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You could say I'm making a little bit on it, and I'm not a performer, but
Yes.
I'm in the background helping.
So you're executive producer. Go on, plug your albums. Tell the people.
Syph Morrison, Son of the Light, Syph Morrison, Diamond in the Mud, both of them. Basshead music. Also sounds good and is well put together as well.
And Syph, spelled S-Y-P-H?
P-S-Y-P-H, Syph Morrison.
P-S-Y-P-H, Morrison. So that's how you Google it and find it to buy this stuff. Excellent. So what are the other things you do? Because I know there's like a whole bunch of different sort of fingers and that you've got in different pies, as it were.
Well, I do a lot of stuff.
What are the ones you want to talk about?
I had a job for 20 years, and 3 years ago I was able to quit and do what I do full time.
Yes.
And my shop is basically my play area.
Yes.
It's a 4,500 square foot shop, and I put a lift in it, and I got a couple of offices, and I make YouTube videos, and I have fun, and I play with cool car audio, and I do what I want, and I run a website.
So the website is SMD?
SteveMeadeDesigns.com.
Yep.
/board if you want to go to the forum.
Yes, because your forum's huge, isn't it? It's,
we got about 70,000 members.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go on, how many posts have you got on your forum? Well, let's stretch forward because
Man, I'd have to look, but over 2 million probably.
Yeah, that's happening. I can't say my world in talk audio has been running for 10 years and we've got 4. It's about the only place I beat you guy.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's the guys that have been talking for 4 years. But the whole point is that a forum seeding that people talk about stuff is really cool. It's the way the world works these days. So, but also there's product design. I first became aware of you when these weird-looking woofers with extra magnets appeared on the sound-off scene. And there are people talking about you in hushed tones. And I see this autograph on the dome and a number, and some guy's like, I got a Steve Meade. So tell us about these woofers. You designed some woofers.
Well, it's mainly designed by my guru over at Ascendant Audio, Scott, the owner of Ascendant Audio. And, I've got my little points of input, but mainly, he's the expert at it.
Yes.
And, I get to run them, and I get to promote them and enjoy them.
Yes.
And I get to be a little bit of a part of it. And they put my name on their flagship woofer because, I've been running with Scott's woofers ever since, from RE Audio through Phi Car Audio all the way to Ascendant Audio. So, before I even knew he owned the company, I've been running his product. So that's how that all happened, pretty much,
And how did Rockford come to? Because sponsorship at that level, that's heavy duty. How did you come to their attention?
Well, it's not really a full sponsorship. It's more like if I really need something, I can call for it. But it's more of a partnership than a sponsorship.
And we use the word loosely. Sponsorship in the UK tends to mean because you're eminent, because you will do this, because you will be at every show. The ordnance itself can be supplied, but you have to be something special in the first place. You really got to matter. You got to do it for the love and the passion, rather than thinking it's some kind of doing them a favour thing.
I'll get my discounts here and there, and especially since I'm now a dealer for Rockford. But I get my discounts, and it helps a lot. But the fact, if you get 170 million views on anything, whatever you're using, you're going to get a discount. So,
there's a quote. If you get 170 million views on anything, you're going to get a discount. Yeah. I can see that in the margin of this interview, printed in bold.
And the thing about it is, it's consistent. It's not. I didn't get one viral hit.
I've got one viral hit, half a minute. I think I'm brilliant.
No, I've got probably almost 30 videos with over 1 million views. and some of them have much more than that. You know,
Yes.
probably 5 or 10 of them have 2 million or more.
Teach me your secret, oh yo.
Just got lucky. You know, I really
Lucky
did.
schmucky.
No, I really did. I really did get lucky because
There must be something you do that they love to bits.
you know what it is I'm just like everybody else that's
Yes.
following my page.
Yes.
You know, except for I was able to get it on the internet, and people I'm just like them. The only difference is
Yeah, except you do cooler stuff.
well, after a while, when you're doing this long enough,
Yes.
you have access to stuff you didn't have access to in the beginning.
True.
You
True.
start getting a lot of views, and you might get a little discount on something, or somebody that wants something over the top and is willing to spend the money,
Finds you and comes to you to get
and
it.
he'll make you look good
Yes.
by not being cheap.
Yes.
You got somebody like my friend Chicken who bought 2 Rockford Fosgate T15K amplifiers.
Yes.
Well, that makes me look good when he, $20,000 amp
Yes.
a piece.
Yes.
Actually, $25,000 a piece at
Wow.
the time that they were when
Wow.
they were made. So,
Isn't
that
it
type
good?
of
Like
stuff.
you. That's a-
Me being trusted to work on an amplifier, a car with an amplifier in it that's that big,
Yes.
makes me look good, even
Yes.
though I'm not. It's all his stuff. So, in the end, I get the views because I put it all together and
Yes.
I did the build, and it just contributes to the whole thing, the whole setup.
I guess it is kind of essential. We do all need a hero, but it is also true that people prefer the sort of people who aren't up themselves, and you're certainly not even remotely that. So what was the job you did for 20 years before this?
Actually, I worked for a commercial roofing company,
Wow. So
and I was a
working guy.
Yeah, I started in buildings just like this casino right here.
Yes.
Big buildings, big flat commercial roofs, no houses.
Wow.
Single ply,
Yes.
membrane roofing, rubber,
Wow.
TPO, PVC, and I spent 10 years in the field from a trash guy
Yes.
all the way up to a second man, all the way up to a foreman.
Yes.
And I ran jobs,
Yes.
and then I made it into the office. And when I got in the office, I was better at computers than most of the people in there
Yes.
because I was a young guy,
Yes.
But I'm
And
really,
interesting.
I'm a computer nerd and I'm a construction worker. So when I came in, not only did I know how to do the drawings,
You knew how to make
I
it so
jumped up on
much.
CAD. I jumped up on CAD because I knew how to use a computer.
Yes.
And since I spent 10 years on the roof, I knew what I was drawing.
Yes.
You can't operate CAD and not know what you're drawing.
Yes.
Anybody can operate CAD, but if you don't know what it is that you're drawing to scale and know everything about it, it's worthless. So I knew what I was doing, and I turned.
So
I was actually a project
There
engineer.
had to be a key in that early career. That's
Well,
points to where
yes,
you are now.
well, almost every magazine that I've done an interview for, I've always gave a lot of love to my company that I worked for in the
Yes.
past, CEI West, Tech to America. I learned how to use a tape measure by working for a roofing company.
Yes.
And I mean, I've used power tools my whole life,
Yes.
as a little kid and everything. But I really learned how to do it right, to do things right by having foremen that cracked the whip on me
Yeah.
and made me work
So a
hard.
little smile there. I
And
can
they
see
make
must
me
have
do
been
it
a
right.
get it time.
Well,
Tough on
it wasn't, it wasn't a pussy company. We worked hard, and we worked long hours, but we did it right. And when I went to build a speaker box, I knew how to use a tape measure, and something inside of me told me to make a straight cut.
Yes.
You do things right, and I learned that from working at a roofing company, and it just transferred over. And basically, what happened was, I had a couple of videos that went viral, and I decided to turn some of the fame into fortune because I had some e-fame, but there was no ad revenue coming in at all. And
Had you monetized your videos at that point at all?
I actually got offered a partnership by YouTube in 2007 when partnerships first came out.
Because I mean, the term YouTube partner means someone who's got enough hits on their videos so that advertising is valid to put on there. I had one video that kicked that over into making me do that, and I hardly monetized at all. But yours are a different league. I've seen one where you were sent the plaque about the greatest number that you got to in subscribers.
Just 100,000 subscribers.
Just
flat.
100,000.
But I was already at 300 by the time I got it.
300.
But no big deal. It was nice to get that.
Yes.
But basically, I was offered a partnership through YouTube. It's not. What they'll do is if you have a certain amount of views, they'll offer you revenue sharing, where your video they'll revenue share. But they give me a full partnership. I'm like, hell, if it brings in a couple extra bucks, who cares? Whatever.
Yes.
And I about crapped my pants when I got a $700 check that month.
You went, what the heck? Yes.
Yeah.
I get
And-
these little teeny weeny little checks from Google, and
Yeah.
I am so proud of those. for having a tiny weeny fragment of getting some ad revenue from something that is just that you do. In my case, they're going, Peter Griffin, is that you?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well,
nothing wrong with that.
And it just worked out. The same thing with the putting Google ads on the website for them. They're actually relevant ads, and they're not like Viagra, unless you're talking about Viagra.
In which case it might happen to be there, yes.
Yeah, in case you happen to be on, basically, they're relevant ads. So
do you actually have companies that specially advertise that you sell to as well? Because
I've got 12 partners, and they're all they all have their banners up.
Yes.
And their banner graphics, which take people to their website.
Pretty much, it's although we're talking online as against paper, and Fast Car is paper and online, it's a classic magazine model you've got going there, Governor.
Yeah, basically,
it is, yes. But we use the term partner online because it sounds nicer.
So there's Google ads, and then there's also partners as well, and it all chips in.
Yes. So there's the website and this seething YouTube channel.
Yeah.
God, what's the credit for the channel? What's it called?
Steve, it's actually youtube.com/Meade916. SME.
That was again, Meade 916 was just whatever. I'll just call it something.
Yeah, well,
I went through it. I tried this. I tried that. I'm presenter bloke right up.
Well, my area code where I live is 916, and I've always Meade 916 has always been my online screen name.
Yeah.
And I made a YouTube channel, and it was /Meade916.
That's internet first. Steve from the hood.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it was number 2 on YouTube in the automotive section for years before YouTube started getting bigger, and of course you're going to have Car and Driver, and you're going to have Top Gear. I was above Top Gear for a couple years before
this
they
man
got big.
Beat Top Gear.
Before they got big. Then they got real big, and so no, I'm probably in the top 10 still in all of automotive on YouTube.
That's still awesome.
Yeah.
Top 10.
And I'm just a guy. I just have a YouTube
just
channel.
One guy.
Yeah.
That's goosebumpingly awesome. That really is. So I guess So how much of the time would you spend doing installs and builds on vehicles in your shop where people have hired you to do that?
Well, it's not too many people have hired me, really. I mean, I tend to work for my friend, a good friend of mine. I've done a lot of his work. I've mentioned his name's Chicken.
Yes.
He owns a couple of Cadillacs, and he owns a couple of real, he owns
So this is one of those things you can't just hire Steve Meade. You've got to be connected.
You can. You can, but...
It kind of takes an install that's going to excite you.
If I've got time to do it, I will.
Yeah.
But I almost prefer a job that takes a month to do over something that you need to pick up that night. Because I don't really want to hook up a deck and then send you on your way. If you want to do something custom, we can do that. And those are the installs that I prefer. But I'm busy enough working on my own stuff, and as well as Chicken's keeping him on the road.
Yes.
And obviously now that I've got my own products, I didn't take the ad revenue and then just go and blow it on, crap.
Yes.
I got with, a couple of great engineers, and we started the SMD, the More Engineering product line.
Yes.
So that's a whole other ball game.
This is it. Tell us about those things, because you've got some really cool toys that you've made that have got your name on.
Distortion detectors, crossover calibrators. We've got handheld amp dynos. We've got,
Let's talk about a couple of these things.
I'm Sam from Audio Savings.
Oh, hey, how's it going? Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey,
what's going on?
What's going on, man? What are you guys out doing?
Nice to meet you guys. Doing some videos and stuff.
Yeah, we're filming a little video real quick.
Awesome.
Doing a little something for a magazine. Yeah, everything's great, man. How are you guys doing?
Just a little bit.
Doing good. We're trying, checking out the Rockford stuff. We got some nice shit that came out.
Yeah, they're closed down now.
Yeah, it's probably a huge year for them. Got some good stuff going on.
For sure, man. Good.
Yeah.
Nice to see you guys. Cool.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right, cool.
Good to see you,
Right.
Steve.
That's
Nice to
cool.
finally
meet you, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely.
Maybe we should work together again.
Well, hey, man. I would love to. Okay, man.
We'll be in touch.
Okay, for sure. Anyhow.
How cool is that? Literally everybody knows this, man.
Well, some people.
Yeah, so you said there's a distortion detector. There's... Before the amp dyno, there was another product you're saying...
CC1 crossover calibrator.
CC1 crossover calibrator.
Yes.
And a thing called an amp dyno. Now, the fast car readers know about a dyno.
Okay.
This is a device that, in the past, I've done a couple of, let's measure some amplifiers. I had to borrow a clamp, do some bad sums that weren't accurate. Tell us about the dyno. What exactly does it do?
It's exactly what it is. It's got a load bank in it, and you can choose your impedance on the screen, and you can either run that thing through a certified test, which will torture test the amp at your chosen impedance, and up until the point of distortion, 1% distortion,
Right.
then the test is cut off, and that's it. So you don't get any wild numbers after clipping.
Yes.
Because of course, your numbers go through the roof, and it's just crap after
Meaning-free.
that. Not meaningful.
Yes.
So certified, that's the hardest test, and then non-certified will torture test the amp all the way up until the point of clipping,
Right.
rather than distortion.
Yes.
The distortion will happen a little bit before that.
The
And,
real SPL competitor nutter will say, I don't care about it.
Well,
I don't want it to clip.
We've
That's it.
found multiple times that once your gains are set right, even in the SPL world,
Yes.
that hard clipping doesn't always mean extra SPL.
No.
People have actually gotten better numbers once they've had their distortion in check.
Yes.
And they've had the clipping before clipping and had the gain set properly. So it's not always the case, you know. Maybe because it's pulling so much juice out of your car once it goes into hard clipping that it's actually hurting the numbers. I'm not sure, and it's not a guarantee that you're going to get louder by not clipping, because the SPL guys are obviously maniacs.
Yes.
They know what they're doing, and I'm
Yes.
not telling them that they don't.
Yes.
I'm saying it's just not always the case.
Yes.
And
But this is a very powerful device in terms of being able to see what an amplifier is genuinely putting out.
Yes.
That deeply technical stuff was about amplifiers being not just a fixed item. There's this whole thing about, well, it's like an engine, you rev it too hard, you're going to blow it up. But this is become an industry standard item. Are you getting a lot of these things out there?
well, it's not like it's an expensive item,
Yes.
so it's a specialty item.
How much is one of them?
$2,700, almost $2,800 MSRP. But it's. I mean, you'll go out and it's the 81. The Amp Dino 81 is a big unit. It mounts in a pro rack.
19 inches wide.
It's I'm not sure the exact dimension, but it fits
Yes.
in.
Oh, Pro Rack is 19 inches. I'm ex-pro audio, dude.
Okay,
I was a roadie. I could fill
Yeah.
those. Human forklift, dude.
It's big and it's heavy, and
Yes.
and basically, if you can spend over $2,000 or $3,000 on a Crown amp, no problem. So
Yes.
I mean, if it's for your business, then
Yes.
it's worth the money. And of course, there's incentives for somebody, if they're a dealer.
Yes.
There's a better pricing out there, but on the website, $27.99. But I want to say that it could be close to being an industry standard.
Yes.
Just knowing, I mean, I hope it does become one. Just judging by the amount of manufacturers that are using it.
Yes.
And trusting
So
it.
who's using the SMD amplifier? Who's out there?
Well, there's DC Audio, Scar Audio owns one. I believe Sundown has one.
Yes.
I know Sonic Electronics.
These are people who make Sonic Electronics are a
Yep.
big old side.
Yeah, and
make
they
huge
want to
amps.
test their
So,
amps,
yeah.
and because I know they don't want to have a bunch of crap out there, so they test them and they make
Yes.
videos.
Well, that's pushed me over the edge because I know that Fast Car could use this, and in my day job on Talk Audio, I know I could as well. So I'm going to start saving up.
Yeah, I'll give you a deal, give you a bargain.
Wonderful, thank you.
So yeah, it's a good tool to have to know to separate the horse crap,
Yes.
because a lot of youngsters might get caught up.
Oh, there are some terrible things written on amplifiers. There's lies, damn lies, and then piffle. But one of the lovely things about Rockford, of course, is that 400 watt amplifier. I took a photograph of my European distributor friend holding it with the certificate saying 558 watts.
Yeah, you're
Where
always
it's
going
been
to go.
measured,
Yeah.
With an SMD dyno model.
They have their own testing. Obviously, they've been in the
They've
business
been there for
35,
so
40
long,
years.
they've got a bank.
Yeah.
Crap.
But-
The whole point is, though, is that without having a guy with a degree, your product, you can test an amplifier.
Yep,
And there are people who are going to want to do this.
sure can.
Many people in the UK got these yet? Any dynos in the UK?
I think there might be one out there, maybe two. I'm not sure.
Who's got
But
them? I want one badly.
yeah,
Brilliant.
it's a lot of fun.
And these the SMD design subwoofers as well. How much of the extra design input was yourself? Did you sit the guy down and said, "Yeah, could I put 2 of those magnets on it?"
No, that was all him.
Yeah.
That's all his design. Basically, my name is on his flagship woofer.
Yes.
And I give him my input, but he's an
So basically,
absolute
you'll
expert.
be using them and saying, "I like this. This is like that. It's performing it this in this way."
For sure. And I product test everything first. I get the first stuff. I use it. I make sure that it's up to my standards. And
So this is Formula One racing driver talking to chief engineer.
basically, yeah.
He's not driving the damn
definitely.
thing. You're not taking it
Yeah.
out to the engineer and saying, "But do you know what? At this and that, and I've got there's a little bit of and it rattled at this many."
Yeah. Never.
Really
I
good, I guess.
never. It's not always that I'm as smart as my engineers, which I'm not. But I chose the right team
Yes.
for everything that I do.
Yes.
And I don't put my name on crap.
Yes.
And I just have the smartest people in the business working with me, and that's the best way I can describe it.
Yes.
I've got my input on everything that comes out with my name on it, but my actual genius engineers and designers, they get all the credit as far as I'm concerned.
Cool.
And
So you've got products for testing car hi-fis. You've got subwoofers as well that have got your name on, although are from Ascended Audio. There's the shop where you're doing installs from time to time, and the YouTube videos. What would you say was your main income? Is YouTube paying for your world?
Yep, YouTube revenue from the products being sold. I also have my own resin as well, the S&D Sunflash.
Yes.
The UV activated resin, it does well. So yeah, between the sales, the YouTube revenue, and the partner program on the website,
It adds up to a living for you and your family.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, and I had my job for 3 years and I quit.
Yes.
I mean, I haven't worked there for 3 years.
Yes.
I should say. I worked there for 20, and I quit 3 years ago.
Yes.
And not because I just wanted to quit and go frolicking around. It's
Yes.
because I just didn't have time to do them both.
Yes.
And one of them was making more money than the other.
Yes, this is one of those things where that's often the case with the successful intellectual types, is that it takes over your world, and that's what you end up doing. So,
And you can't really complain.
yes.
No complaints, because I have a lot more freedom than I ever had in my life.
Yes.
And it's almost like I'm a retired 40-year-old, but I still
Playing and doing this, you work so hard,
But I
and
get-
yet you describe it as retired.
yeah, basically.
Ladies and gentlemen, fast car readers, girls and boys, Mr. Steve Meade, car audio aristocracy superstar, and thoroughly good egg. Mate, shake your head.
Right on.